Hello and welcome to the stream. I am Cressnether, your friendly game master for today, and I have some very exciting things for you today because we are going to be making characters for By the Book, Daggerheart. Thank you all so much for being here. I am so glad to see you folks. We have Danni redeeming first and Ducky redeeming second. We have... Oh, has no one redeemed third yet? My goodness, you can still... No, never mind. Sarah redeemed third. I see it now. And I also see that folks have redeemed You Are a Regular Guy, which is something that I thought was very fun. I whipped it up in a... insomniac night. But it is now time for sounds off as we go into our group chat with my lovely guests. Hello, lovely guests.
Hello.
How are you?
I need to mute the stream now.
Oh, you might need to, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
And let me turn off my music and turn on the Foundry music. Welcome to session 0.2 of our game of By the Book, Daggerheart. Final mix, indeed.
Stroke, yes.
Final mix, press ready.
Version 2.0.2 for real this time.
Parentheses, this is the one.
Quite literally the final chapter prologue.
Mm-hmm.
Final.
But hello, I would like to give you all the opportunity to introduce yourself with special attention to one Sunflare Space who is new here, who's here for the first time, and we're very glad to have you. Why don't you go first? Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do on the internets, and where people can find you.
Ooh, stage fright now. Not really. I've been on stage since I was 10-ish. Anyway,
Exciting.
hi. I'm Sunny, or Sunflare, or Sunflare Space, but that's a bit of a mouthful. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a streamer here on Twitch as well, when I'm not at work in retail or trying to study psychology. I wasn't here the first session because I got stuck in Finland because of the snow in the Netherlands, which sounds weird.
You'd think it would be the opposite way.
Yeah.
You'd
And then I got a
think
really
so.
nasty cold that I'm still recovering from, so alas.
We hope that you recover soon.
Yeah. Mostly recovered. I just keep getting a random tiny fever every night, which is normal, I guess.
No issues there. Doesn't sound like a problem at all.
No, everyone gets a random half-degree fever.
Non-issues,
like
left
at 10
fever.
PM. No issues, left fever.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Sunny. We also have, as we're going back to the alphabetical order, Alvarance.
Oh, that's me. Hello, I am Alvarance. You may refer to me using any type of pronoun that you would like.
Okay, so
Default
Bing is
into
here.
Yep, Bing is here indeed. Look, I have responded to Bonehead by somebody, so, it's absolutely fine. But yeah, I'm here to play game. I play a lot of game with at least some of the people here today. Yes. Regularly on other places or other times.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Then we have Danni.
Hello. I'm Danny Cat. Most people call me Danny because that's my name.
Yeah.
I'm a they, he, and I've been here a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. We have Kaemsi.
Is this working? Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Is me Kaemsi. Call me Kaemsi. AO Empress if you're feeling fancy. I use she, her pronouns, and I play games on occasion about life and society.
You are getting cut off sometimes, unfortunately. No, we heard that!
Okay, I'm
We
just
did
gonna
for
I'm just
sure.
gonna hold my phone right by my face. Hi, hello, does this work?
This works much better.
Okay, I wish you could see the awkwardness of the position that I am putting myself in right now to make this work, but in any case,
We
here we
appreciate
are.
it very much.
And today's technical difficulty.
High technical difficulty.
Anyway, that's me.
And then last but not least, we have Syrenyx.
Hello. I was about to say welcome in again, but that I need to rewire my brain a bit. I'm not streaming anymore. Kind of am. Yes, I exist sometimes. I have a tenuous relationship with reality. That aside, when I do exist, I do play games usually. Also appear on Twitch sometimes, and I am currently playing I Want to Escape Into My Mind, Lost in Vivo, and sometimes, whenever I have time, doing a casual co-op playthrough of Elden Ring with friends.
Nice.
That's what I do.
That is what you do. So, without further ado, our story takes place within the snowy region of Konari. And we start in a bustling town called Kot. This town is a key location for the organization called the Restorigents, aimed at securing and preserving ancient cultures and traditions. Communications between Kot and a nearby border town called Nolen has been severed, with no news coming in for several days now. Since it takes about that time to travel from Nolen to Kot, the Restorigents members within Kot are hoping to find volunteers to travel to Nolen and to investigate what the reason for the communication blackout is. This is where we start creating our characters. Now, if you've not ever made a character in Daggerheart, that is quite all right. You should have access to a character sheet in the Actors tab of Foundry. You all have player characters, Alvarance, Danni, Kaemsi, Sunflare Space, and Syrenyx, if that all goes well. And I myself have a character sheet called My First Character.
That's
Aw,
not true.
very
It's not your first character. You've probably made a few characters at this point.
I have. I am lying for the
Alright.
sake of narrative.
I will add again, as I said, I am
Mhm.
today's technical difficulty. I do not have access to access sheets on Foundry.
You do
I
have
do not have access
access.
to Foundry.
You do have
Oh,
access.
I can access your sheet, Kaemsi, or we can access your sheet if we.
You
figure
can
stuff out.
see it. Yes, you cannot change
Oh,
things,
that
but
would
I will
be
be.
helpful.
I will allow, if that's okay, Alvarance to access it.
I give you permission to do so.
Excellent.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
And I'll also be able to keep an eye out. Now, if you are familiar with making characters in tabletop role-playing games, the first step for making a character in Daggerheart should be relatively familiar. And that is to choose a class. Now, Daggerheart, as in its core edition, has 9 classes. Each of these classes encompasses what are called domains, 2 domains in particular. And those are basically the domains of your abilities, what kind of things you can do. We have the Bard, who has the domains Grace and Codex. Grace is about rapturous storytelling, charming spells, or shroud of lies. Those who channel Grace define the realities of their adversaries, bending perception to their will. Grace offers its wielders raw magnetism and mastery over language. The other that they have is Codex, and Codex is the domain of intensive magical study. Those who seek magical knowledge turn to the equations of power recorded in books, written on scrolls, etched into walls, or tattooed on bodies. Codex offers a commanding and versatile understanding of magic to devotees who pursue knowledge beyond the boundaries of common wisdom. Then we have the Druid, whose domains are Sage and Arcana. Sage is the domain of the natural world. Those who walk in this path tap into the unfettered power of the earth and its creatures to unleash raw magic. Sage grants its adherents the vitality of a blooming flower and the ferocity of a ravenous predator. It also has Arcana, the domain of innate and instinctual magic. Those who choose this path tap into the raw, enigmatic forces of the realms to manipulate both their own energy and the elements. Arcana offers wielders of volatile power, but it is incredibly potent when correctly channeled. We also have the Guardian, whose domains are Valor and Blade. Valor is the domain of protection. Whether through attack or defense, those who choose this discipline channel formidable strength to protect their allies in battle. Valor offers great power to those who raise their shields in defense of others. And Blade is the domain of weapon mastery. Whether by steel, bow, or perhaps a more specialized arm, those who follow this path have the skill to cut short the lives of others. Wielders of Blade dedicate themselves to achieving inexorable power over death. We then have the Ranger, who shares a domain with the Druid, Sage, but it also has the domain Bone. Bone is the domain of tactics and the body. Practitioners of this domain have uncanny control over their own physical abilities and an eye for predicting the behaviors of others in combat. Adherents to Bone gain an unparalleled understanding of bodies and their movements. And I will allow for some snickering at this moment about Bone.
Oh.
I can only think of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine moment of
Bone! I understand. That is very fair. We then...
I'm just trying to be on my best behavior.
You are doing so well.
Thank God.
We have the Rogue class, which also shares Grace with the Bard, but also has Midnight as domain of shadows and secrecy. Whether by clever tricks, deft magic, or the cloak of night, those who channel these forces practice the art of obscurity and can uncover sequestered treasures. Midnight offers practitioners the power to control and create enigmas. Then we have the Seraph, whose domains Splendor and Valor, which is shared with the Guardian. But Splendor is the domain of life. Through this magic, followers gain the ability to heal and, to an extent, control death. Splendor offers its disciples the magnificent ability to both give and end life. We then have the Sorcerer, whose domains are Arcana and Midnight. We have the Warrior, whose domains are Blade and Bone. And we have the Wizard, whose domains are Codex and Splendor.
Neat.
And those are all 9 classes and 9 domains. Now, there will come a time where there are more classes. In fact, there are already play-tested classes on the Daggerheart website, but since they are not in the core rulebook and we are playing by the book, we will not be playing with those classes.
I'll be honest, I saw the Seraph. I was just scrolling through all of them thinking, I think Druid would be fun, but, Rogue is also fun. Then I saw the Seraph and went, nope, that's me.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
I played that last one. It's pretty fun.
Oops, I'll Seraph.
Because no, I mean, I thought that it would suit
ones.
you, Sunny.
Oh.
Yeah, like I was literally like, I'm sure Sunny's going to take that one.
I have
I
played
know
a Seraph in a
it's-
one-shot. It is fun.
It's pretty good.
It allows you to be mean to me.
That clip,
this-
that clip of me saying I'm Mark II Strauss in the raid video is from me playing Sarah
Yep.
I mean, it would be
and
very
not letting
funny
you play the game.
because I'm bad at being mean to people, but in this
Yeah.
case, it's to help others.
Yes. Yes, kind of.
Mean for the power of good.
Yeah.
Sometimes to be good, you have to be bad.
Mm.
Just because you're a bad guy does not mean you have to be a bad guy.
Exactly.
Anyway, Sunny, you obviously have a preference. Alvarance, Danni, Kaemsi, Syrenyx, how about yourselves? Are you leaning towards any of these classes?
The
I
only
delay
thing
my
I'm
turn.
Oh,
the only thing I'm coming into this with is I am not going to be a melee character because I have made too many of those lately.
you have made too many melee characters lately. That is fair. You're allowed to, diversify.
I am going to fight at range today. I'm going to make myself do it.
Okay. You can still be a martial fighter.
Yeah.
Even with ranged weapons.
Yeah.
But if something
Yeah, I'm
more
leaving it
magical
open for
leans,
I'm leaving it. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
leaving it open for magic or martial stuff.
okay, that's absolutely fair. So we have Alvarance who delays their turn. We have Danny Cat who wants something ranged. Kaemsi, do you have anything that speaks to you at the moment? Anything where do you say like, this is exactly what I do not want to play, so I'm looking somewhere else?
Honestly, I'm sort of feeling like defaulting to the fillers. I am also still reading through everything again, just to see if anything catches my attention.
You said defaulting to what?
To filling the gaps in like skill sets or whatever.
But Alvarance does that too.
Yeah,
It's
see,
okay.
I know.
We
I
got
do
one
wanna
more
point
person to
out-
look at things.
I
Mhm.
do want to point out that the viewers can't see this, but there's really cool Indian-inspired art for the ranger.
Yes.
Let me actually see if I can.
Oh,
Yeah,
Indian
the beast
inspired.
band.
Yeah, but she also has a. I just noticed she also has a prosthetic arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me actually bring this
Very
Yeah,
nice
that worked.
artwork.
here. One moment.
Okay, why will you not scroll?
Oh, that is not good. One moment.
Again, I am everyone's technical issue today.
You're fine.
Yeah, it's not
I mean, I
you, it's-
remember the last time I was playing in a one-shot, and I think it was the one, oh, I forgot what it's called, but when you're a disciple of one of the gods,
Scion.
and
the
my
Scion
internet
one.
just, Scion, that one,
Yeah.
and my internet just
Yeah, I
would
remember
not
that.
work.
Yeah.
Right. Let's.
I think you managed to like be there for a total of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
to type in
unfortunately.
chat because I could hear you, but I just couldn't. If I was in the call, I
Mhm.
couldn't hear you. But if I was,
Yeah.
But yes, the artwork in the book is very pretty. So we have the Beastmaster
Yes.
here. We have the Wayfinder, or the Beastbound Ranger, sorry. And we have the Wayfinder subclass.
I mean, if I were to go beast band, it would basically be me like recreating the Empress in TTRPG, which has been done
Yeah.
before.
Okay,
I don't know if I want
Always
to
a valid
necessarily
thing to
do
do.
that again.
we will have
I
to
don't think
put
I'm gonna do that
Fluffy
again.
into a very fluffy coat, but it is doable.
Uh,
I mean, would you? You can.
no, but I don't want to do
You,
that.
you can just kind of decide what animal it is, right?
Absolutely. But if
You don't
we are
need
going to
put
be the
Fluffy
Empress...
in a very fluffy coat. The Fluffy's just Fue Coco. You're fine.
it's
yeah.
Fluffy cosplaying as Tigger.
Yes.
But
Although a
yeah,
big
no,
a
I'm not doing
crocodile
that.
with like
I don't know
big,
if
a crocodile with a big cloak would be very cool.
It would be.
it would be
But yeah,
a lot of
let's
fun.
let's move back
Yes.
here. Syrenyx.
Does anyone else at the table have an idea?
I was
Sorry,
going to
go
ask
Yes.
Syrenyx, do you have an
Yes.
idea?
Yeah.
Do you have any inklings?
Yes. No,
Uh-huh.
one of my original character concept was one of a courier, and looking at the classes that are available, like ranger, as somebody who has to survive out in the wilderness on longer treks, for example, something like ranger would make sense. On the other hand, just purely on skill set, rogue might be an interesting one as well. Though rogue might have some connotations with it on like essentially being a courier for different like organizations, potentially also some underground organizations could bring that with it. On the other hand, also being something that might have some interesting world building or just lore implications would be playing a druid in that sense. And that would essentially require some explanation of why a druid is running courier for between towns. Either way, those are the three options that seem the most appealing right now, because all three of them would create unique and somewhat appealing character concepts.
Definitely. Do keep in mind, what your class is doesn't demand or indicate specifically what your job would be. So if you say like, hey, I could be a courier, but I'm also a druid because I'm able to survive in the wild, I can travel very well, then that is absolutely fine.
Right. It's more that like just the skills you have because of the class do somewhat necessitate like having, okay, somebody at some point you must have learned this. What does that say about your background on its own? That is what I'm thinking of here. Partly, for example, like looking at Rogue, for example, like the Syndicate has like the connections
Correct.
feature built in, which in on its own already like kind of gives you something to play with, just not just purely skills wise,
Definitely.
but character creation wise. Those are three I'm currently looking at. Though if somebody else wants to play Ranger, I'm definitely down to play one of the other two. These two.
All right then. So with that information,
I think the three I'm looking at are sorcerer, wizard, and bard.
sorcerer, wizard, bard. Those sound like they could very well be ranged fighters.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Very magic-y.
Very magic-y indeed.
I'm gonna be magic.
I am starting to play a wizard, and so far it has been very fun. Given that we're talking about this with the different characters, character classes options, Alvarance, Kaemsi, what kind of niche do you feel like you could fill there?
I'm thinking. I like the wording of the syndicate, especially for like investigative stuff. If you want to have a web of contacts everywhere you go.
Yeah, and this doesn't have to be like an underground syndicate. This could be completely by the books, like sanctioned, official, but you just have that network of collaborators, of colleagues.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of from Dragon Age, the Veil Guard, Nev, who's like a detective character, and she's got connections in the press, she's got connections on the street, she's got connections in like political spaces, and like everybody knows who she is. So as I was thinking along the lines of that, and it would be one of those things where it's like, okay, if all my web of contacts is maybe like talking about this particular issue in this area, I would be intrigued.
Yeah, very much so.
So maybe that's what I'll go with. Syndicate.
Okay. If everyone's okay with that, we can lock Kaemsi in as a rogue.
Okay.
Okay, with that.
Okay, so let me just check in. Alvarance, do you have any new insights, new thoughts about what you might want to fill as for a party niche?
Not currently. I've been looking at various things. We've got a magic-y type person. I believe a seraph is does seem to be kind of the somewhere in regards to like the HP tanky type of individual, and then we've got two people that have multiple options to pick through things. How
That
do I
is very
choose?
fair. In that case, let me go a little bit more mechanical. And for those who already have picked out their class, on your character sheet, you should have in the very top right corner, and I'll show that on screen here as well. I have Kaemsi's sheet over here. You should have your level, which currently is 0, because you do not have any class yet. But you should have a button with 2 chevrons pointing upwards for character setup. When you click on that, you're asked to select a class. You can click that card and you get a selection of the 9 core classes. So for Kaemsi, that should be, in this case, the Rogue, which you can drag. Unfortunately, it's not click, it is drag from the companion browser to the little card in the character setup. And then, Kaemsi, you want to go Syndicate Rogue, right?
Thank you.
Okay. And then you can click on Next to go to our ancestry, but we're not just there yet.
Sorry.
No worries. So, we have Kaemsi as a rogue, we have Sunny as a seraph, which, as Alvarance rightly pointed out, is kind of a... You can be both a tank, you can be a bit of a healer, which wizards can also be healers in this case, because they share the Splendor domain.
Interesting.
I've played
Since
a...
one learns how to heal by the book,
Yeah,
like a doctor.
like a doctor.
Yes.
And I've
Almost
played
like
a...
You're too smart.
Exactly, almost as if they're smart. I've played a Seraph in a one-shot that was... I found it very interesting that I could kind of like shift between dealing damage versus healing others, and just fitting what role I... all the different roles that I could play, and fitting in those different roles during play. Right.
I think I have chosen something.
Alvarance has chosen something.
Edits people's things. I shall be a warrior slayer specifically.
Oh, excellent.
Hell yeah.
That is
Violence.
exciting. All right.
Okay.
And Syrenyx, you were also looking at
Yes. I
3
was looking
different
at Ranger
classes.
Druid.
Ranger Druid.
Ranger Druid Rogue specifically.
Yeah.
Though we have a rogue at this point.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at Druid at this point.
Okay.
I think at this point the choices here seem to be between dealing damage and healing. So I think I do want to play Druid, though as for the subclass, I'm kind of split between what I should choose depending on what the party needs. Specifically, the specializations for the combat-oriented Druid seem to be all about like melee range. As in, like the specializations all seem to be melee focused. So if I'm doing a
Right.
combat druid, I am doing a melee character.
If it helps, I chose the winged option for the Seraph.
Okay.
It's
the
very cool.
range one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the foundation feature of Warden of the Elements, you do have a couple of options that specifically deal damage to adversaries in melee range. But that is, you can see that more like as a shield or as an aura around you, rather than this is where you have to fight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I will also say, as long as I'm rolling good with hope, I got damage on lock.
Mhm.
If you wanted to pick something else with Slayer. As long as I'm rolling with hope.
Yeah.
And you have about I was thinking you have about a 55% chance of rolling with hope. And that does include the critical successes.
If we have damage unlock, I might try to build a tank druid then at
Okay.
close range. The auras in general seem to be useful for that. That might be interesting.
That could very well be it, yeah.
I couldn't think of good character ideas for wizards, so I'm down to battle sorcerer now.
Okay. So sorcerer is, I think, pretty close to the kineticist, so you're familiar with that in
Yes.
Pathfinder.
Yes.
The bard is, you can play them as like being a bit swashbucklery, but they also have the ability to beguile and enchant.
Yes.
Because I believe so far we have Seraph, Rogue, Druid, Warrior.
I think I'll try bard.
You'll try Bard, okay.
Try
I
and
look
be
forward.
someone who is a support instead of a violence, like I usually do.
You can have a violin. Sorry, a violin. Wah.
What if you have a violence?
Well, I'm aiming to be ranged, so I don't want to lance.
If you pick a violin, it is in a quantum state until your character begins playing it, to be fair.
Yep.
Very true.
How many times was that now?
I might actually go for the wordsmith subclass.
Okay.
Yay, smithing
I'm a
words.
writer.
You are. Also, I see that I have to do a thing. Anyway, I think then we have our classes, and it also sounds like we have our, well, I believe we have our subclasses picked out as well.
Yes.
Which brings us from class to our first part of our heritage. Heritage is a concept that is a mixture of two things: one's ancestry, or your lineage, and your community, where you grew up, what the culture is that you were surrounded with. There are quite a lot of ancestries in the book that go from...
Yeah, don't worry, I've already picked mine.
I know what you've picked.
I am also already eyeing one.
Okay. We have the Clank, which are sentient mechanical beings built from a variety of materials, including metal, wood, and stone. We have Dracona, that resemble wingless dragons in humanoid form and possess a powerful elemental breath. We have Dwarves, who are most easily recognized as short humanoids with square frames, dense musculature, and thick hair. We have Elves, typically tall humanoids with pointed ears and acutely attuned senses. We have Fairies, winged humanoid creatures with insectile features, which we will not be showing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
We have Fawns, resembling humanoid goats with curving horns, square pupils, and cloven hooves. We have Furbolgs, bovine humanoids typically recognized by their broad noses and long, drooping ears. Also, let me just put this in chat, because I forgot. We have the fungrel, which resemble humanoid mushrooms. We have galapa, that resemble anthropomorphic turtles with large domed shells into which they can retract. We have giants, towering humanoids with broad shoulders, long arms, and 1 to 3 eyes. We have goblins, small humanoids easily recognizable by their large eyes and massive membranous ears. We have halflings, small humanoids with large hairy feet and prominent rounded ears. We have humans, most easily recognized by their dexterous hands, rounded ears, and bodies built for endurance. We have the Infernis. Infernis are humanoids who possess sharp canine teeth, pointed ears, and horns. We have the Qatari, which I believe
That's me.
Danny's going to be picking. Feline
That's
humanoids
me.
with retractable claws, vertically slit pupils, and high triangular ears. We have orcs. Orcs are humanoids with that are most easily recognized by their square features and boar-like tusks that protrude from their lower jaw. We have the ribbit. They resemble anthropomorphic frogs with protruding eyes and webbed hands and feet. We have the simia. They resemble anthropomorphic monkeys and apes with long limbs and prehensile feet. We also, if we want to make it a little bit more complicated, have mixed ancestry, where you can pick 2 ancestries and pick their top ability or their top feature, and then the other have their bottom feature. So every ancestry has 2 features. For instance, the simia has natural climber and nimble. So we know Danny Cat is going to be playing a Qatari.
Yeah.
I also heard someone else saying that they had something that they wanted to... Yes, go for it. Go for it.
Yes, I'm looking at Fawn for what I'm doing.
Very fun. I've played one.
I do really like the Caprine Leap feature, which reminds me of something I've played before. It seems pretty similar.
Interesting. Do Alvarance, Kaemsi, and Sunny have a particular idea already?
I
Looking at a
realized
couple
that in
things.
this game, I can actually live out my dreams of being a half halfling.
Yes.
Yes.
So my first ancestry is halfling, so I have Luckbringer, and then the second ancestry is elf, so I have celestial trance.
Very good. In Foundry, there is, with Ancestry, a button that you can click that allows you to pick 2 cards. The left one gives you your primary feature, and the second gives your secondary feature. Gamezy.
Well,
Oh, yes,
neat.
Alvarance.
Because
What were you
Halfling
looking
was
at?
one of the ones that I was looking at because of the hope feature there. But if that's the case, I shall be a demonic orcish figure with Infernus and Orc.
Oh, interesting.
Bryce, I'm sending you a new caption link, so I had to restart Chrome.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Let me
I'm just
grab
very
that.
amused by Alvarance's reactive.
It is so good.
Yeah, it makes me so happy every time there's noise. It's just like ah.
Thank you, Michi.
Yes, Michinho made that, and it is very good.
Yes.
So we have some mixed heritage. Interesting. That's
Yeah.
that all sounds very neat. Kaemsi, what were you thinking of so far?
Thinking of. Ooh. Oh, so I have a concept in my head, which is along the lines of, the Syndicate artwork is obviously leaning towards the like stereotypical the world stuff, but you've kind of sparked a little thing in my head of going against the grain. So I'm trying to figure out what ancestry would lean to the most outwardly friendly appearance.
I would say probably a fawn, or
I was about to
a
second
very
that, yeah.
non-bug,
Or
a
Furbolg.
non-bug-like fairy. Furbolg as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We could also reflavor fairies as being more bird-like. If that was
Fairy
something.
capabilities, unfortunately, I'm going to make myself suffer. But,
I think a Galapa would also look very cute.
Yeah.
Goblins are just really tiny and just little guys.
for previous trauma reasons, I will not be rehashing turtle-esque.
Yeah, the goblins really are just little guys.
The goblins
I mean,
are
you
just
could-
little guys.
You could go
Yeah, but do
mixed
I want to be
ancestry
little
with-
friendly or big friendly? You know what I
Big
mean?
friendly could be Furbolg, could be giant. They
If I combine the two,
you could.
Giant
Mm.
cow.
giant
monster.
and a big fuzzy person.
Mm-hmm.
You're a minotaur.
I don't know if that's
No, never mind. The comment I
friendly.
want to make is not safe for stream.
Something Iron Bull.
Sorry.
Mm.
Got her.
Sorry. Sorry, because isn't that the name of current current
I
location?
don't know.
Anyway, it's not spelled the same. It's Konari versus Kunari, but still.
Yes, the region is Konari.
Oh, speaking of, do we have a spelling for the region and the town we're in? Because I'd like to
Yes.
write them in the shared notes.
I think it's
Region
in the
is
chat
Konari.
zone.
Town Cots. Settlement Nolan.
At this rate, I'm gonna need a third screen.
I know the feeling.
Mhm.
I have 2 screens
Do
and a
you not have-
laptop.
I have 3
Kyle.
screens, and I should probably just put this one here.
Oh.
Man, what if giant? No, said I wasn't
Giant
do that. reason.
gnome. I don't think we have gnomes.
No, I wasn't saying gnome. Saying giant something else, and then I just myself.
Oh,
because
okay. Well, the giant have the. Oh, go for it.
What if giant goblin?
Giant goblin. Okay.
Sure.
So
They made it work.
we can absolutely make that work. So giants have the 2 ancestor features. One is endurance. You gain an additional hit point slot at character creation. And reach. You can treat any weapon, ability, spell, or other feature that has a melee range as though it has a very close range instead. So you have long arms. You can hit people further away. The goblins have the features of sure-footed. You ignore disadvantage on agility rolls. So when you roll with advantage, you roll an extra d6. And with disadvantage, that d6 then gets subtracted from your result.
Okay.
So you ignore the disadvantage on agility rolls, and you have danger sense. Once per rest, you can mark a stress to force an adversary to re-roll an attack against you or an ally within very close range. So with the rules of mixed ancestry, you can either have endurance and danger sense, or sure-footed and reach.
Sure-footed and reach is a good combo for combat. So
Okay. Then you are
Wait,
going to.
I'm not saying that that's what I'm picking.
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
just thinking out loud.
Okay.
If anyone else has other thoughts that they want to talk about, do that while I consider my options. So
I just have a question actually about mixed ancestry. That is purely what the rules call it, but we can flavor that as not genuinely just like being, well, there are just people who
Yeah.
are that just by default, and that doesn't need to be mixed ancestry in lore, correct?
We can say like, hey, you are a full furball, but you have an ancestry ability from something else. That is absolutely fine. You can just be
Right.
somewhat different from the mold. You can also be something completely different and call it whatever you want as a quote-unquote mixed ancestry, mechanically.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. That is what I wanted to know.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure.
That's absolutely fair. Let's see. Alvarance, did you have anything in mind for ancestry at the moment?
Yeah, I'm a demon orc.
Demonic orc. Nice. Do you have a particular idea for like what you want to call that?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. And we can come up with that depending on like how you want to feel, like how you want to fit your character.
Not to just say dork.
I've dubbed my ancestry Elfling.
Elfling. Yep. That works.
Dork, but spelled like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dork. Oh no.
I've made it worse.
No.
I may. Oh, I'm now getting ideas just looking at the options here. Hold up. What if I go instead Fawn Giant? What if I mix Fawn and Giant?
You can just have a bunch of really big fellows walking around.
And the tiny little cat friend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not sure yet how tall my character will be because it says that elves are between 6 and 6.5 foot, but halflings are 3 to 4 feet.
You can be.
So I was just doing calculations,
Yes.
and I figured if I take the lowest height of a goblin and the highest height of a giant and find the exact middle point, that'll be my character's height.
Okay.
I think in that case it would just be my regular height of 5'4".
Well, all height is good for hugging.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. I'm going large mountain goat.
Excellent. So, Kaemsi, did you have a particular decision for your abilities?
I think endurance danger sense makes more sense for my character than reach short-footed.
Okay.
Well, that would be really advantageous in combat.
So, endurance and danger sense. All right.
What is 3/4 of a foot?
3/4 of a foot is 9 inches.
8 inches.
Oh, 3/4?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's 12,
you're right.
12 inches in a foot.
So it's 9.
Yeah, so 4, 8, 12 would be 2/3, so it'd be 9 inches, yes.
9 inches. I'm bad at maths.
It's
Yes, I'm
okay.
5'9".
5'9".
Yeah.
Okay.
I am 5'3".
You're shorter than you are.
I'm shorter than I am
Okay.
by an inch.
By an inch. Okay. I believe
I
currently
don't know how to all my characters.
we will figure that out. It may not be too important to know exactly. We can just go small, big, medium.
Just he just said like, well, the years give me extra height. You see.
Yeah. The second part of heritage is your community. And that kind of determines where you're from or where you've grown up. We have a couple of things. We have highborn, which is kind of like nobility, higher class. We have loreborn, which means you've grown up in places of learning. We have orderborn. You've grown up in a very disciplined community. You have ridgeborn, which means you've been growing up in more hilly or mountainous areas where vertical traversal is important.
Yep.
We have log it in. Okay. We have seaborn. You've been traveling either on coasts or bodies of water. You have slyborn, which means you are from a place where you are closer to maybe a more criminal element of a community. Underborn, you've been living underground or in darker places. Wonderborn, you've been traveling around. You've maybe had a nomadic lifestyle. And Wildborn, you've been growing up in the wilderness. So immediately, Syrenyx, you said Richborn?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going mountain goat.
You are going mountain goat.
Mountain goat.
Excellent.
I immediately looked up through all those traits and thought, yeah, Wildborn feels very right for a community of elves who are very much about protecting nature, and halflings who are very much about protecting nature.
Very fair.
See, I would not necessarily see halflings as protective of nature. Personally,
Unless it's the community that those halflings are in.
it is possible, absolutely. Which is not my first gut instinct.
I will say I often end up conflating hobbits and halflings.
Fair.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. Danny Cat, did you have any particular ideas for a community for your cat? Your bard.
The only one that I could make sense would be Underborn.
Wait, that you could or could not?
For the character idea that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay. Alvarance, do you have an idea? Anything popping out?
I would like to see what Kaemsi would like to do for hers.
All right,
That's
Kaemsi.
okay.
Oh. Menace behavior.
They learn from the best. Themselves.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay. It's between Wonderborn, I think, and Lawborn.
Okay.
So, Alvarance, what are you thinking now?
Hi, Born.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Okay.
There we go. Totally not working on a Hero Forge model in the background.
Oh my god, same.
Yeah, same.
I believe Danny did offer to help out in case you needed it.
Yeah, if anyone
Danny,
wants
can you
anything
help,
kit,
please?
if anyone wants help with like kit bashing stuff, I can do that as well.
Yeah, Danny is
So
really
I
good
will
at
help
it.
you with that.
But yeah, now that you heard...
There's so many people now.
Oh, so many people.
Yeah, I got onto Hero Forge and it's like Stoat folk, Collie folk,
Oh,
Husky folk,
yeah,
Dog folk, Wolf
yeah.
folk,
There's a lot of folk.
Raccoon folk.
There is a lot of folk, and we love it.
Yes.
But it is a bit overwhelming, maybe. But now that you've heard Kaemsi's musings, Alvarance, you're going with Highborn, you said?
That is correct.
Okay. Very interesting. You might be a scion of some house. Or do you have any particular thoughts in that vein?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Still working on some things.
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
I don't know yet.
That's fair. But Kaemsi, you said Loreborn or Wonderborn?
Yeah, I'm reading the info in the Woo book,
Yeah.
and it feels a lot more like Wonderborn would fit the vibe that I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
There's aspects here that's like Wonderborn put less value on the accumulation of material possessions in favor of acquiring information, skills, and connections. Feels very fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I don't have to go by it because it feels fitting, but you know, sometimes when you are thrown into the sandbox, you follow the path that the sandbox might set you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wonderborn.
Wonderborn. Wonderful. And so we have Syrenyx with Ridgeborn, Alvarance with Highborn, Kaemsi with Wonderborn. Sunny, what were you thinking of at the moment?
I had what's it called again? Wildborn.
Wildborn. Yeah, that's fair. And then Danni, what were you thinking about?
Under, I think. Underborn.
Underborn. Yeah. Okay. Then if we have that locked in, we go into traits. Now, traits are your, like what you're good at, what you're weak at. You always get to choose a +2, 2 +1s, and a -1. Now, the book with your class immediately has a set of suggested traits. If you do not have any particular idea of like, hey, actually I want to be stronger in this area or I want to be weaker in this area, I would just suggest to go with what the book suggests. Like I play a wizard in another game, which has a -1 on agility, but I picked strength instead because I wanted to be just a little guy, you know?
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
I'm
I
looking
think I'm
through
okay
the
with just
book.
just suggested ones.
Yeah. Seems fine for me.
I'm currently looking through the book, gone through it. I'm kind of not finding the suggested traits.
I believe that would be on like the actual character sheet itself, because every class has a different character sheet, and that has the suggested traits. But in Foundryborn, the Daggerheart system for Foundry, the suggested traits are right next to the 6 that you have.
Indeed. Okay, I was looking at my physical book, like the physical copy I have.
That
here,
is fair.
I couldn't find it there.
All
right.
Let me actually bring up the traits. Because the traits are slightly different from what you know from D&D and its inspired works. Where it...
Page 17, I think.
17, you said.
Yeah, that would be
Yes.
step 3 in character creation, assigned
So,
character traits.
Agility has a couple of suggested skills like sprinting, leaping, and maneuvering. A high agility means you're fast on your feet, nimble on difficult terrain, and quick to react to danger. You'll make an agility roll to scurry up a rope, sprint to cover, or bound from rooftop to rooftop. Strength has lifting, smashing, and grappling. And a high strength means you're better at feats that test your physical prowess and stamina. You'll make a strength roll to break through a door, lift heavy objects, or hold your ground against a charging foe. Finesse means to control, hide, or tinker. And a high finesse means you're skilled at tasks that require accuracy, stealth, or the utmost control. You'll make a finesse roll to use fine tools, escape notice, or strike with precision. Instinct, perceiving, sensing, and navigating. A high instinct means you have a keen sense of your surroundings and a natural intuition. You'll make an instinct roll to sense danger, notice details in the world around you, or track an elusive foe. Then you have presence. Charming, performing, and deceiving are part of that, and a high presence means you have a strong force of personality and a facility for social situations. You'll make a presence roll to plead your case, intimidate a foe, or capture the attention of a crowd. And then finally we have knowledge. Recalling, analyzing, and comprehending. High knowledge means you know information others don't and understand how to apply your mind through deduction and inference. You'll make a knowledge roll to interpret facts, see the patterns clearly, or remember important information. So for a rogue, the suggested traits are a +2 to finesse, a +1 to agility and presence, 0 to knowledge and instinct, and a -1 to strength. Now, given, Kaemsi, that you are a giant goblin at this moment, do you want to switch that strength, that -1 on strength, to something else? Or do you feel comfortable with what is suggested?
Let me go and verify what's suggested here real quick, because I don't
Agility
have access
+1,
to
strength -1, finesse +2, insight 0, presence +1, knowledge 0.
I think I want my instinct and my knowledge to be my highest stats for this particular character.
Okay.
How big of an impact do these stats have on combat? I assume your primary stat for the class should not be your negative stat, but
Yes. So
aside
for
from
a
that-
rogue, finesse for dealing with combat situations, finesse is your biggest stat if you want to go the route. However, you can also choose weapons that focus on different traits. So you could have a weapon that has knowledge as a trait, a magical weapon, for instance. So, Kaemsi, if you say you want knowledge and insight to be your highest stats, that is absolutely doable.
I think maybe instinct 2, knowledge 1, presence 1,
Mm-hmm.
agility -1, so finesse and strength will be 0.
Okay, yeah. And then you can look for an instinct weapon. We'll look at that in a moment. Do anyone else have any ideas about sticking to the suggested traits or switching to certain other abilities?
Yep, I would have some general ideas. On one hand, like, I'm thinking now, as a druid, I think I should genuinely, like, I'm a little more tied to my spell casting ability,
Mm-hmm.
which is instinct. So instinct, keeping instinct at 2, I think does make sense. Though being a rather more physical, like potentially a more tank character, I feel like it would make sense to have agility and strength both at 1. Just also, I mean, strength partly just being like a large mountain goat makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Both agility also just being like physically adept at moving around. Presence and knowledge, I feel like would just make sense to just be average. Just have the 0 in. I think finesse would be my dump stat, unless that is something that is specifically not good for druid, and I'm not aware of that. But that would be my
I
current
am also
loadout.
not aware of that at the moment, and I think there is not really such a thing as like dump stats in this game.
Right.
But I could be wrong. I could be dissuaded from that idea.
Right. That would be my current like loadout. Just being
Okay.
like despite being like a spellcasting class, still having some physical like presence and bulk.
That makes sense. Alvarance, Danny, Sunny, did you have any particular ideas outside of the suggested traits?
No,
Not
I'm going with
really.
the suggested ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like mine fits pretty well.
Excellent. In that case, I would suggest we move to experiences after a break.
Okay.
Right.
In
How
that
long of a break? 10 minutes?
Um,
15 minutes?
Let's say 10 minutes. We get back at 16 past the hour.
Gotcha.
So with
We'll try to be quick because I have to rush downstairs.
Oh,
for tea.
good luck. And
Thank you.
if we have to go long, that's fine.
Well.
So with the wise words
let
of
you know.
Hari, we will go to a break.
See you in 10 minutes.
See you in 10 minutes. There is no wise words from Hari because my sounds are off. Anyway, do take care, do some self-care, and we'll see you later. Goodbye. Hello again, and welcome to the return of the stream, where we are working on character creation for By the Book Daggerheart. We just did our traits, and I just received news that someone has changed out our traits. My goodness. It's all fine. We're going to just figure out how all of this works as we go through this. Now,
We're learning.
We are learning, yes. Now, the next step of character creation is our experiences. Now, experiences are not quite similar to skills. They're not quite similar to proficiencies, as you may know them from other games. They're kind of an in-between thing. Experiences allow you to get a bonus on a roll as long as the experience that you're using is fitting to that circumstance. And as long as you have hope points, which are a resource in this game, to spend on them. You can spend 1 hope to use an experience, and you can use multiple hope for multiple experiences. You can't use multiple hope on the same one. But you can say, like, I have experience in this, and I have experience in that, and both are relevant to this situation. So you spend 2 hope, and you use 2 experiences, gaining the bonus of both. Experiences can be very broad, but the idea is to make sure that they're not too specific. Not too specific and not too vague. Kind of in between things.
If I can, like, prototype an example, then, considering my current background, would, for example, be navigating mountainous terrain be too broad already?
Well, for you, having being able to go through mountainous terrain as a benefit, or like having that as an experience, kind of already falls within your community feature. You are steady. You have advantage on rolls to traverse dangerous cliffs and ledges, navigate harsh environments, and use your survival knowledge. Now, if you say, on top of that, I have this particular experience which gives me a bonus to that, you can absolutely do that if you want to specify that.
I might be able... If I want to specify something on top of that, it might be climbing, specifically. Being able to be good at climbing.
There are some example experiences for people who may need them on page 20.
Yes, page 20. I'll go through some experiences, and I see that we're actually not going by the book, we're going by Foundryborn. Whoops. But you have some experience examples of backgrounds. You could have been a bodyguard, or a high priestess, or a storyteller, or a world traveler. And when you say, like, hey, I want to use this experience, for instance, you have been a world traveler, and there is an issue with a water supply. It's not working as intended. You can say, well, as a world traveler, I've seen how other wells in other societies and other settlements have worked. I might be able to see what the issue is here. And I would say, well, that seems like a reasonable thing. You can spend a hope and you get that bonus. You could have a specialty of being an acrobat, a healer, a master of disguise, a survivalist. You could have learned how to shoot with deadly aim. You can be a negotiator. You might have a photographic memory, or you can have scavenger skills. These could also be phrases. I have a character where one of their experiences is overlooked. Because I'm just a little guy, I get overlooked. Or I have the phrase, I actually know this, and having read something in a book that might be useful to the ongoing situation.
have written one down that is in quotes. Somehow he talked his way out of it.
I like that very much.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Honestly, an experience that would be, I can't keep getting away with this, would work very well. Because at a certain moment, it will fail.
Yeah.
I have this feeling. I just had a phrase pop up in my head, and I don't know how it would show up in game, but it's just the phrase, "Can you don't?"
Okay. I can see certain situations where that would help. The experience, can you not, being like, something happens that I don't like, and I have a bonus on making it stop.
Yeah.
I can see that happening, absolutely. But looking through the book of like all of the other steps that we now have skipped, most of them are maths that Foundry-born does automatically.
Yeah.
The exception of equipment, but that's on the spot back.
That is that
anyway,
will
so we'll
happen
find
next. I don't exactly know why it's later than this, but yeah. We'll get there.
I usually
Familiarity.
leave like equipment and stuff to last in most character creation anyway.
It is. It's a natural thing, I would say.
I think my second one will be easy to underestimate.
Ooh. You're just a cute little cat. So you're easy to underestimate.
Yeah.
Very
Just a little
fair.
guy. Actually, no, I'm gonna take just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Yep.
Just a
Okay.
little guy.
If we're talking about phrases, I might go with something along the lines of "I know where I am." More of like something about like navigation and like being hard to get lost, just being able to like.
Yeah. You could go for something like absolute direction. Or have a phrase, I'll never get lost.
There's a specialty
That
of
sounds
navigator.
like backfire.
Navigator could work up.
Navigator.
Because like it is not a question. It is also not a question of like this is something that you have like absolute control over. This is something that you're good at.
I want to say likable as a characteristic, which I guess is similar to affable.
Yes. These are equally not too
There
vague
is
and not too
friend
specific.
To all. There is the friend to all as an example characteristic, so that's fine by me. Or that makes sense to me, rather.
Yeah, it absolutely
I'll
makes
do
sense in context.
Yeah, I'll do likable / friend to all.
Okay.
I think
I in that case, I would suggest choosing one of them.
I like the phrasing of likable better.
Okay.
I think I will just like, because it would make sense for somebody who's like out and about a lot. Like navigator, I think being the one. I think the other one is like just field medic, just like basic like first aid. I think that would make sense.
Yeah. Maybe first aid medic.
Yeah. First aid medic.
All right. Kaemsi, do you have any thoughts?
Struggling a little bit, but I feel like friend to all the alternate direction that I want to take my character in terms of syndicate, I think fits really well. I'm a little stuck on the second, to be honest.
Okay. Would there be something where you say, like, this is an area of research or an area of their work that they've been focusing on lately that might have inspired an experience or might have caused an experience to occur?
Bit of a big question right now, to be honest.
Fair. Because with the way we're working on your class, your community, how do you imagine this character, like, what would be their day-to-day responsibilities? What do you see them doing on a daily basis?
Maybe a little bit like an errand runner of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you the opportunity to be in contact with a lot of people, to earn some goodwill, and then makes people a little more open to giving you information.
Okay.
Also being comfortable with using that information to help people because you know all their business.
Very true.
Would you say Silver Tongue might be fitting for that one?
It is
because
a possibility
it's not the wording.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a person of action, I feel, more than a person of good words. Do you know what I mean?
And also, friend to all is already like a very social thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But if you say, like, this is a person of action, this is a person of getting things done, you could look at different experiences. Let me actually bring up that list again. Let's see. Would you say your character could be a person that when the talking is done, you spring to action?
Sure. It doesn't quite fit.
No, that's fair. You can say, like, that doesn't fit. That's fair. Let me read the phrases that are in the book here that might spark something. We have catch me if you can. Fake it till you make it. First time's the charm. Hold the line. I won't let you down. I'll catch you. I've got your back. Knowledge is power. Nature's friend. Never again. No one left behind. Pick on someone your own size. The show must go on. This is not a negotiation. And wolf in sheep's clothing.
No.
Nope.
I mean, I'm reading them. I just no, I don't know what's the idea.
That's fair.
I think the key or the crux to this particular character is somebody who wants to get all the information and have all the information and have the connections necessary to have all that information.
Okay. I have a very silly idea
is
that
just
might
a
work.
byproduct. Yeah.
Sorry, the what isn't just a byproduct?
Action is just a byproduct of having.
I'm sorry, but that first
like,
bit of the sentence falls away. So the byproduct is the byproduct is what?
Action.
Action. Okay.
Yeah. So like action isn't the key aspect of this character. It's just the thing that happens because of
Yes,
the E. Does that make sense?
it does make sense.
Anyway, you had silly ideas.
The silly idea for, like, yours is a character that wants to gather information, gather clues, as far as I can hear right now. What if the second experience that you have is one more thing? And then you can add, like, another question to it and get a bonus on that.
Yeah,
Columbo.
I like that, actually.
And yes, it is a Columbo reference.
I was about to ask, yes.
That's some good shit. I like that. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to add that, and again, we've talked about a little bit about this in the break. If something does not mesh with the character that you have in mind, we can still, like in the first real session, just shift things around and see if that works better. That's not a problem. So we have for Kaemsi, the experiences friend to all, and one more thing. And I'll just add the ellipses there.
Thank you.
Of course. Alvarance, what do you have at the moment?
Kind of juggling with pick on someone your own size, because I've decided to make this figure approximately 6'8", and
Very good.
honor bound. Because I
Ooh.
was thinking of like kind of back for character inspiration would be Adolin from Stormlight to kind of start off as a jumping off point.
Okay. Adolin or Kaladin?
Adolin.
Okay, fair enough.
Like Kaladin is great for it, but yeah, no, like this is the I used to be a duelist, and then I figured out all the like noble aspects.
Yes. Okay.
To that.
Absolutely fair. Absolutely well done. We have Danny. What are your experiences so far?
I already brought them. It was somehow he talked his way out of it, and
Oh,
he's
yes.
just a little guy.
Excellent. Good. Sunny, yours were.
Mine are can you don't and likable.
Can you don't? Amazing. And Syrenyx, what were you thinking of?
First aid medic and navigator.
First aid medic and navigator.
Naming wise a little more boring, but I feel like it fits. It describes the character fairly well.
It does, yeah.
As long as you know what it means, it's fine.
Exactly. So then we get to kind of the meat and potatoes of Daggerheart, the domain cards. At level 1, you start with 2 domain cards from level 1 from the domains that you, in your character, in your class, have. Kaemsi, yours, given that you are a rogue, come from the Midnight and Grace domains. And if you want to see what those cards are, you can go for for Grace, you can go to page 334. And for Midnight, you can go to 336. There are for
Can you
each.
stop lagging?
I'm trying. No, you're not talking about me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the damn document.
Yeah.
Midnight and what again? Grace.
Grace and Midnight. Yes. And to explain a little bit for the people who are watching, the cards that Kaemsi can pick from are Deft Deceiver, spend a hope to gain advantage on a roll to deceive or trick someone into believing a lie you tell them, Enrapture, which is a spell. You make a spellcast roll against a creature within close range. On a success, they become temporarily enraptured. While enraptured, a target's attention is fixed on you, narrowing their field of view and drowning out any sound but your voice. Once per rest on a success, you can mark a stress to force the enraptured target to mark a stress as well. And we have inspirational words. Your speech is imbued with power. After a long rest, place a number of tokens on this card equal to your presence. When you speak with an ally, you can spend a token from this card to give them one benefit from the following options. 1. Your ally clears a stress. 2. Your ally clears a hit point. 3. Your ally gains a hope. When you take a long rest, clear all unspent tokens. Those are from the Grace domain. From the Midnight domain, we have Pick and Pull. You have advantage on action rolls to pick non-magical locks, disarm non-magical traps, or steal items from a target, either through stealth or by force. You have Rain of Blades. Spend a hope to make a spellcast roll and conjure throwing blades that strike out at all targets within very close range. Targets you succeed against take d8 plus 2. It specifically says d8 plus 2. Because the number of dice you roll are dependent on your proficiency. At level 1, your proficiency is 1. So this would be 1d8 plus 2 magic damage for this level. If a target you hit is vulnerable, they take an extra 1d8 damage. And the last one is Uncanny Disguise. When you have a few minutes to prepare, you can mark a stress to don the facade of any humanoid you can picture clearly in your mind. While disguised, you have advantage on presence rolls to avoid scrutiny. Place a number of tokens equal to your spellcast trait on this card. When you take an action while disguised, spend a token from this card. After the action that spends the last token is resolved, the disguise drops. Did the document manage to load?
Yeah, it's loaded. I'm looking. Do I need to pick one from each or one total?
You can pick 2 total.
2 total.
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if one of them is from Grace and one of them is from Midnight, or 2 are from Midnight or 2 are from Grace.
Let me think on it.
Of course. Are there other cards that other people are looking at that they might think, hey, these are interesting?
Yep, I think I have 2 locked in.
Okay.
One of them is from the Sage domain,
Yes.
which is the Vicious Entangle,
Okay.
which is a spellcast roll against a target within far range, which essentially locks them in place. And the other one is I can also spend a hope to temporarily restrain another adversary within very close range. Essentially, no matter what, whether far or close range, I can lock targets down in their current position,
Yep.
which as a tank is interesting because it allows battlefield control.
Very much so, yes.
Keeping people safe. And the other thing that I think fits just this character very well, I think because I did kind of like didn't lock in Climber for like things I'm especially good at previously, I now instead chose from Arcana the Wall Walk, which is you can spend a hope
Arcana.
to allow a creature you touch to climb on walls and ceilings as easily as walking on ground. Lasts
Right.
until the end of the scene or until I cast it again. The flavor for this one is probably just going to be like you know how mountain goats can literally just like walk on anything that's like not like a full 90-degree wall.
Yep. I like that very
Think
much.
that.
Yeah, okay. I love that flavor.
Again.
Yeah, very good. Alvarance, what are you looking at the moment?
Oh, I grabbed Deft Maneuvers and Not Good Enough. Once per rest, mark a stress to sprint anywhere within far range without making an agility roll to get there. And if you end this movement within melee range of an adversary, and immediately make an attack against them, gain a +1 bonus to the attack roll. And I can reroll any 1s or 2s when I roll damage.
Nice. So we have Deft Maneuvers, and then we have Not Good Enough. I realize that for the Bone domain, I have not yet imported the artwork. And in case anyone litigious is looking, yes, I bought the things on Demiplane. I have the core rulebook. Please do not sue.
I do have the core rulebook lying in front of me.
I mean, I have the deluxe edition, and I'm getting the expansion, if you call it that, this summer,
Mm-hmm.
which will actually have different domains and different classes as well.
Ooh, new domains.
New domains, yes, including blood and dread.
Oh, I hope blood has something to do with healing. That is such an overlooked aspect. Like,
it
blood
kind
magic
of-
would be so ideal for healing.
It is, I believe, leveraging like your own health for other things, which I think also includes healing others.
That makes sense, yeah.
Let's see, Danny, what are you looking for at in your domains?
Currently taking a book of Iliad,
Yes.
I think it's called, which gives me slumber, which lets me put someone to sleep with a spellcast roll if they're too close to me.
Yep.
Because I don't want things to be too close to me.
Very good. That's very
Arcane
fair.
Barrage. Once barrage, spend any number of hope and do magic missile.
Yes. It is just that.
And telepathy. Spend a hope to do telepathy with a person I can see.
Exactly.
And I haven't picked the second one yet. I'm looking at the Grace ones.
Okay. Then
Trying to decide between Enrapture and Inspirational Words.
yeah, because I think let's see. As warrior, you have Blade and Bone, Alvarance.
Yes.
Sunny has Splendor and Valor as a Seraph. Syrenyx has Sage and Arcana, I believe.
That is correct. I chose one from each.
Sage and Arcana. Danni has Codex and Grace.
Yes.
And then Kaemsi shares Grace with you with Grace and Midnight. That's the one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you choose the same cards, that is fine. If you want to switch things up, you're also allowed to.
I'm just trying to decide between Enrapture and Inspirational Words.
Yeah.
Like,
There is a reason why, as players at the same table, you shouldn't maybe choose the same cards, and that is simply because of the physical cards.
Yeah, I'm still debating on one of my cards because I can choose Bare Bones. When you choose
Yes.
not to equip armor, you have a base armor core of 3 plus your strength, and use the following as your base damage thresholds. On tier 1, it's 9 and 19.
Yes. So
I don't know whether armor would actually be better or not.
that is very fair. So the way armor works in this game is you have what are called damage thresholds. You have one that is called your major threshold, and one that is called your severe threshold. If anything deals damage to you, that is a number of damage points, you then compare them to your damage thresholds. For instance, if we just take bare bones without any level adjustments, your major threshold would be 9, your severe threshold would be 19. Say you take 13 points of damage. That falls between those thresholds. Below your major threshold, you would take 1 hit point of damage. Between, you take 2. And beyond the major threshold, the severe threshold, you take 3 hit points of damage. So in this case, if you have bare bones, 13 points of damage would deal 2 hit points of damage. That you would have to mark. So you can take bare bones, but you also, from your class, you would naturally gain armor. So the question is, do you want to go bare bones for a higher threshold? Because bare bones, at least for tier 1, you don't go higher than that. I believe that full plate is even slightly lower than bare bones. The downside to that is you have one domain card specifically for armor.
Yeah, because the other domain card I have is Mending Touch.
That is in
Because
Splendor.
I feel like, yeah. Because the other ones I get for Valor are Forceful Push or I Am Your Shield.
Mhm.
And I'm Your Shield, I need to be in very close range with my allies, which in theory would be good, except I can fly.
Yeah, you can be a little bit more nimble.
Yeah. So even if I'm right above one of my allies, I would still not be in very close range because I'm too far up.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm debating between Bare Bones or Bolt Beacon or Forceful Push, although more Bolt Beacon than... Because Bolt Beacon, make a spellcast roll against a target with far range. On a success, spend a hope to send a bolt of shimmering light toward them, dealing d8 plus 2 magic damage using my proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
The target becomes temporarily vulnerable and glows brightly until this condition is cleared.
Yes.
It would give me some options for more long range.
Correct. And so I believe we already discussed what cards Sai was taking. And
Yep, we did.
Kaemsi,
Say that again?
I believe you had Vicious Entangle and Bulwark, right?
Yep.
Okay. Kaemsi, which ones were you looking at the moment?
Deft Deceiver and Uncanny Disguise.
Deaf Deceiver and Uncanny Disguise. All right. So I'll be putting them in. And I'll also be changing out your other cards for everyone so that you have the artwork as well, because that doesn't immediately come from the compendium. But Deaf Deceiver and Uncanny Disguise for our rogue.
Think
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna switch Bare Bones out for Bolt Beacon because Bolt Beacon feels better fitting with Can You Don't.
That is very fair. All right.
Please.
I think you have to, when you're looking to pull them from the compendium, they cannot be unrolled before you pull them, which is a bug that I will bring up to the developers. Did we have everyone picking their cards so far, or Alvarance and Danny, did you have them selected?
I went for Enrapture after.
Enrapture, okay.
Yeah.
I am fast as fuckboy and hit hard.
Yes.
Depth maneuvers and not good enough.
That was it, yeah. And then we get to equipment. Now, for a rogue, the suggested weapons are a dagger and a small dagger. These are weapons that focus on finesse. However, Kaemsi, you are focusing on knowledge. Oh, sorry, instinct, you said, right?
I think wait. Where's the page again? Oh man.
I believe you went 2 instinct, 1 presence, 1 knowledge. I can check that.
Yeah.
-1 agility, 2 instinct, 1 presence, 1 knowledge, yes. Now, there are weapons that focus on instinct as their core trait. I have them somewhere here. So,
I don't understand why this thing takes such a to load when I have it downloaded.
Because
What's the problem?
the pages are long and they require a lot of RAM. And by long, I mean the pages are of high quality. And as such,
I appreciate that, but also
also, yeah, very much so. So for
Just
tier
download some
1,
more RAM.
yes, in this economy.
Yeah, download it. It's free.
So for physical weapons, there is one instinct-based weapon, which is the quarterstaff. For magic weapons,
which page I'm on?
page 115.
I grabbed the scepter
Very good.
because I want to do magic.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta wait for this to load again.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, quarterstaff.
So quarterstaff is a melee range weapon. It does pretty good damage, d10 plus 3, and it is two-handed. There are 3 magic weapons that focus on instinct. We have the hand runes. These have a very close range, so you can hit people who are directly in front of you and slightly further. They deal d10 magic damage, so not as much as the quarterstaff. Then you have the short staff, which is close range, so even further than the hand runes, and you deal d8 plus 1 magic damage. And it is a one-handed weapon, like the hand runes. Or the dual staff, which is an instinct weapon that deals damage at far range. It deals d6 plus 3 magic damage, and it is two-handed.
Maybe dual staff.
Dual staff? Excellent. We'll do that. As for armor, there are 4 sets of armor that you can choose from. The recommended one for a rogue is a gambeson armor. It is flexible and gives you +1 to evasion, so evasion is specifically, in D&D terms, it's your armor class, so if you roll below it, they don't get hit, and if they roll below it, you don't get hit. And gambeson armor has, the other weapons, other armor go, has kind of like the lowest damage thresholds. But the other armors have maybe some downsides, like being heavy, gives you a -1 to evasion, or very heavy, gives you a -2 to evasion and a -1 to agility. And I believe the armor tables are on page 126, so 126.
I think let's default to gambeson for now.
Okay.
That's what I've got as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take some time to figure out if it works.
Yep.
In game.
And then you get 2 more choices. Do you want a minor health potion or a minor stamina potion? Health potions can clear hit points, and stamina potions can clear stress. That's the one.
Health.
Health? Okay. And the final choice is, do you want a set of forgery tools or a grappling hook?
Can I come back to you on that?
Sure. We can go to some other folks. Alvarance, what kind of loadout are you looking at?
So I have a question.
Yes.
Regarding armor, it says the base thresholds for chainmail, which is what is recommended for a warrior, is 7 and 15.
Yes.
However, if I just have basic clothes, it says that the damage thresholds, because that just uses a base armor score of 3 plus my strength, would be 9 and 19. I presume that is better? Could bigger number better?
Where do you get the 9 and 19 from? Because that is bare bones, and that is a specific domain card.
Okay, so that is a domain card. Because
Yes.
yeah, it says
Yeah.
that I could pick that for an armor thing.
Yeah,
but
I can
okay,
pick that one
cool.
too.
Yeah,
But I would need to use the domain card for that.
yeah, sorry about that. The ones you can choose are Gambeson, Leather, Chainmail, and Full Plate.
Because I just had that on there, so I was like, I wonder why I could pick it if it's not an option. So yeah, so then it's chainmail.
Yes. Okay.
For the damage threshold on there, because my evasion's already low enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go pick a great sword.
A
Big
great
sword.
That's really great.
Yeah.
All right. Danny, what you've got?
I got the Gambeson armor
Mm-hmm.
because it's +1 evasion. I got the scepter because it's the only presence magic weapon.
Yeah.
Because I kind of didn't really have any other options. And I've taken a stamina potion.
Stamina potion. Excellent.
That's my choice
I've also
for
taken this.
optional things.
Mhm.
Of a romance novel or letter never opened, I took the romance novel.
Excellent.
But that is funny because I took a minor stamina potion and a drawing of a lover.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, indeed. Sunny, what have you got?
I'm gonna say that my character is writing that romance novel.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
I chose chainmail armor, which was also what they suggested.
Mm-hmm.
Although I feel like if I'm flying, I probably shouldn't be jingling everywhere. But hell,
I mean, you want the attention, right?
Yeah, you're just a flying wind chime.
Yeah.
I'm just a flying wind chime. Actually, that does check out. I did suggest the hallowed axe as and a round shield for my weapons, but
Yes.
I went for a rapier and a small dagger.
Okay. So with the rapier, that is a presence weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And the small dagger, let me see. Where is this? Is this secondary? No. Hold on. What?
Small dagger is finesse.
Yeah. Why do I not? Oh, this is on primary, secondary weapon table. There it is. Finesse, and you get a +2 to your primary weapon damage to targets within melee range. There it is.
Yeah.
So do keep in mind you roll with different traits for these weapons that are not your for the hallowed axe. It is not your strength trait.
Yeah, I mean, 1 second. Hallowed axe. It's not even in here because
Yeah.
it's a magic weapon,
It is a magic weapon.
which is rolled with strength.
Correct.
It's my other option is arcane gauntlets.
For a magic strength weapon, yes.
Yeah.
You could also choose a battle axe, a greatsword, a mace, or a warhammer. These are all also strength-based weapons. And I have already had it that we can reflavor a weapon. I had a hallowed axe as a seraph. It was a hallowed sword in the game.
I'm reflavoring the scepter as my book and quill.
Excellent.
It's still two-handed. I'm just two things in one each hand.
Yep.
In which case, can we reflavor the hallowed axe as being a hallowed rapier?
Absolutely, we can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just check the small dagger. Small dagger, you are finesse. Yeah, my other options for weapons are a round shield or a tower shield, and I never liked playing with shields.
Okay.
So I'll stick with my dagger.
Just don't get hit.
Excellent.
Try not to get hit.
All right then. Syrenyx, what are you looking at?
am currently looking at for a melee weapon, or just a spellcasting thing in general. Like, the hand runes seem to be the, well, not the only instinct-based magic one, but probably the one that is the most fitting
Okay.
for the concept I have in mind, just
Mm-hmm.
thematically. What I'm noticing a bit though for secondary is I can't really have like a anything, like I cannot really choose to either attack with like strength or finesse or strength or instinct. I kind of have to choose with weapon. Though for secondary, I think I might just go for like a regular shield, honestly.
You can have a round shield or a tower shield for that, yes?
Yes, I'm thinking round shield because tower
Mhm.
shield does like decrease agility, which I do
It,
actually
it decreases
want.
evasion, but yeah, it'll make it easier for you to get hit.
Oh, just evasion,
-1 to
not
evasion.
agility. +1 to armor score, -1 to evasion.
Right. I realize I've also not described what an armor score is. If you get hit and you can, like, you take damage either 1 hit point, 2 hit points, or 3 hit points, with marking an armor slot, you can reduce the severity of that hit. So 3 hit points become 2 hit points, 2 hit points become 1 hit point, and 1 hit point becomes 0. You can only do this as many times as your armor score or your armor slots.
How many times per attack, or is there no limit?
Once. There
Okay.
are abilities that allow you to do that multiple times, or if you hit mark an armor slot, it will reduce a hit by 2 tiers. But with normal play, you mark 1 per damage source if you want to use it.
Right. I think I'm gonna stick with the round shield, assuming that evasion is still like something to play into if I do have like an agility trait that isn't nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then you have your choice of minor health potion and minor stamina potion.
Assuming I'm going to be a more tank-focused build, I feel like a health potion I'm going to get more use out of.
Fair.
And for choice of things to keep around, I think the small bag of rocks and bones.
Fair enough. And then we go back to Kaemsi. What did you have in mind for that last choice? Kaemsi?
I'm thinking, so
Okay.
excuse me.
Okay. That
Is
is...
it something I need to figure out this stream?
It is basically the last thing before I can press finish character setup. But again, this is something we can switch out if you want to. It is also more a narrative character thing than anything that is like very important to the mechanics. If you have like an idea for one of the other, go for it.
Send me back to the page I need to be on for this.
For this, that should be, I believe, under Rogue. Class items, page 42.
I am already there. Forgery tools.
Okay. And with that, your character is now working according to the Foundry Born system. However,
Can I make some couple changes? However, sorry, continue.
yeah, you can make a couple changes.
But yes, finish your thought first, then I'll give you my changes.
As I wanted to say, however, we're about halfway through character creation now. Because one of the main things is the narrative play of Daggerheart, and that includes character connections. However, we've been playing for 2 hours. That is kind of our aim for time. How are people feeling at this moment?
I'm fine.
Good, I could keep going.
Yeah, I'm good.
I am currently okay.
You are currently okay. Kaemsi, I know
I could probably give 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
And I think, yeah, and then I'm tapped.
And
I'm
that is
pushing it already, to be
you
honest.
said?
1-5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Just making
honestly, if we called it now,
Mhm.
it would be best. But
Yeah,
if,
okay.
if you're gonna give me a little bit of a push, then I'm just gonna count
I was going to suggest that we leave it.
arbitrarily.
I was going to suggest that we leave it at this point for now.
Mhm.
And then next week, because we skipped last week, we'll have next week, the 6th of February, to continue with character creation. And in case, as you said, you wanted to do some additional changes, you can still do so either then or in the course of the week. And, you know, I'll have Foundry open for most of the time. We can just go into it, figure out what you want to change, and go for that.
Can I make these changes now, real quick, because they're very small, while I'm
Sure, what do you want to change?
So can we put my +2 back into finesse? Then my +1s will be instinct and knowledge, and then I think the rest can stay as they are. Which then means I need to change my weapon.
Presence
but I
should
can't
go
remember
down
the-
to 0 in that case.
Okay, that's fair.
So finesse
That
2,
works for me.
instinct 1, knowledge 1, presence 0, strength 0, agility -1.
Strength -1 maybe. Agility
Agility
0.
0, strength -1. Yeah, that can work.
All right, and then what was the thing? 3, 3, 4 or something for armor? No, that was very mother document.
You currently have Gambeson armor for a base score of 3 armor slots.
Sure. What was equipment page number?
Equipment page number for primary weapons is 115. Secondary weapons is
there you go.
124,
Jump.
and armor tables is 126. 126.
Gonna wait for it to load.
Uh-huh.
Try to hold us all up, but while my brain is working, I might as well just do the thing.
Yeah.
We're now on finesse. Ooh,
Yeah,
I
'cause you're-
kind of like crossbow.
Crossbow? Yep. We can change
Wait,
that up.
no, wait, hold
Oh.
on, I take that back. Returning blade sounds even cooler.
It does sound cooler.
Returning blade.
Your finesse weapon
that
for
back.
close range, D8 magical damage, one-handed with returning. We can absolutely change that up. Let me bring up the companion for that. Items, weapons, returning blade. And
I
we'll
believe
equip
that
that.
is all of the things that are affected by my change to bumping up finesse again, because that's my spell casting.
Yeah, that sounds doable.
Okay. I don't want to be too much of a getting in the way of Mario. Pottery tools can say. Okay.
I believe that
that's
before
me
the
done.
session, we've already discussed that you are not an issue unless you want us to call you that.
Right
Yeah.
now. Eh.
So, there is one thing that Foundry Born apparently doesn't do automatically. Your starting equipment isn't automatically equipped. So I've done that for Kaemsi, but for other people, you might want to do that. If you are having trouble with that, I can also do that. I can help you do it yourself, whatever you'd like. But for now...
For now, we do click on Finish Character Setup, correct?
Yes, that is true. And that would naturally populate all of the things. You might still not have your character or domain card art. I will be doing that myself in a little while. Are there any other questions?
Not from me.
Okay.
None from me either.
All right.
That's what that button does. Okay.
In that case...
I'm just clicking buttons to see...
You are just clicking
how things
buttons.
work.
It is absolutely fine. I can see that stuff is happening. I even see that some people have chosen character names. I would recommend you figure out what you want your character to be called over the course of the week before we get together and make our character connections. And if there are no other questions, I would like to thank all of you for participating in this so far. I think we are having some excellent character concepts here in our party. And I look forward to playing together next week.
Yeah.
It's exciting. We are making progress.
We are making progress.
Yeah.
In the few minutes that go... that's a critical. Excellent. So you know, you roll 2d12. If you roll the same number, it is a critical. And you both get a hope, you get an extra advantage, and you double your damage when you are in combat. Very good.
Lucky sevens.
Lucky sevens indeed. In the 7 minutes that I have left before I'll start, I would like, if you have anything to plug, you can do so now. Alvarance.
The stuff that I have to plug is on here anyway, so yeah,
watch my
good.
channel. Danny Cat is probably the same.
Yeah. If you want to hear more of me, just show up here, I guess.
Yeah, I highly recommend Danny. Kaemsi.
This is kind of the only place where people hear my voice.
True, that is fair. Kaemsi.
Well, you can find me at twitch.tv/Kaemsi, Kaemsi. I'm supposed to be streaming tomorrow for 12 hours. But it's a little up in the air right now because I don't know what's going on with the internet stuff.
Yeah.
And I do not have unlimited internet access to my mobile data. So
I very much appreciate your sacrifice for today.
it's like on Discord on phone, it doesn't actually use all that much. It was Discord on my laptop that was concerned.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped working anyway. So
Poo.
one to us all. My apologies for no captions, but it was specifically because I can't run my mic on my phone and run it through PubNub on Google Chrome. Like, it won't allow you to use it through two applications.
Yeah, it's completely understood, and now you're assigned bottom captions.
Yeah. You know, living in my bottom era, I really did.
Fair enough.
Hey, when the electricity and the internet or the confluction of those two are not issues in my life, I do stream on my channel, so you can always just follow me there and find out whatever the fuck it is I'm getting up to. I'm on main though.
Yeah. Then
bear that in mind.
Do bear in mind, Kaemsi is horny on main. Sunny.
I'm not horny on main.
That is a defining trait of
I'm rather
yours.
the opposite of... Yeah, I'm rather the opposite of Kaemsi, which is kind of funny because she is the Empress of the Crocodile Empire and I'm the Princess of the Crocodile Empire. But you can find me on twitch.tv/sunflares space. There's a double S in the middle there. I stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays if I'm not sick or tired and or well, I'll be moving at the end of the month, and not just to a different house in the Netherlands. No, I'm moving to Finland. So I have a tiny.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
I have a tiny tiny. I have a Ko-Fi goal up that I don't expect to be filled because it's a lot. Actually, I got a cheaper quote, so I need to change it.
Oh, well,
But
that
if
is
you want
good
to help
news.
me, because rather than 2,600, we got 1,200.
That is a surprising difference, yes.
Yeah. Who would have thought that having local contacts would help you?
Understood.
But yeah, if you want to help me with that, it would be greatly appreciated. Not necessary, we can manage it, but it's still a lot of money. But yeah, you can find me on Twitch. I do a lot of things, mostly games these days, but I also do crafting streams and co-working streams and just chatting stuff. So yeah.
It's good fun. And then we have Syrenyx.
Yes, I also exist. I exist sometimes here on Twitch. And if you want to see me throw myself at the same 1 hour long game over and over and over again for what is probably going to be 60 hours total until I can do it deathless once, I'm going to be doing that for probably all of February because I realized I bit of a lot and the game's actually quite hard.
I wish you the very best of luck with that, and I have full faith that you can do it given the skills that you've displayed previously. Well done. With that said, I have been Chris Nether. You can find me on this channel, twitch.tv/nethervt. As you can see, I do some TTRPG stuff, but I also do some video gaming. Next week, you can see me with Alvarance and Danni Cat as we play Hyrule Chronicles, which is a Zelda-based Pathfinder campaign with our good friends Articulate T and RoboPirate, which you might have seen here in chat as Kafrask. Thank you all so much for your attention here. It has been such a joy to be your GM for making your characters. I look forward to seeing what kind of characters they will become. And with all of that said, we are just going to leave it as is for now. As I find my button, here's the end screen. Take care.